Guys, welcome to JLD Entertainment.
This is PLE Predictions, our first show on YouTube. We're hoping to have a couple different shows. Maybe another day we'll do a scheduled lineup of what we plan on producing and putting out there. But this is our first show. It's a prediction show of future PLEs. We plan on having one of these a month. This month is SummerSlam 2026.
First match, we got Liv versus Io Sky.
Women's Championship match. It looks to be exciting. My prediction, Sweet Io brings this one in. She's the queen of the ring. She's on a roll. And there's a couple things there with Liv. Now, I am a big Liv Morgan fan. I think she's fantastic in the ring. I think she's one of the best entertainers on the roster, be it men or women. I think she is just a solid entertainer. But Sweet Io, she's, like I said, she's on a roll. Liv hasn't defended her title in over 100 days from what I hear. Which puts her at a disadvantage as the champion.
And Liv is cursed by Danhausen.
That is a major, major problem to be going into a match cursed by Danhausen. Just ask the San Antonio Spurs. Next match, we have the ruler, Obafemi, versus the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar. I'm going out on a limb here. Probably not. I'm going with Obafemi. I think his youth, I think his stamina, and I think his raw power will be enough to put down the beast once and for all in this brutal three match feud that they've been having.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think is going to happen in this match?
Brock and Oba will be all bloody, all bruised up, just like battling. It'll be crazy.
You think this is going to be an absolute war?
Yeah.
It's going to spill out of the cage or the cell. You think it's going to go up top. You think people are going through tables, careers over. It's going to be the war of the century.
Wait. We got Paul Heyman, though.
That's true. Brock Lesnar does have the X factor in Paul Heyman by his side.
Yeah.
Now, what if Paul Heyman were to make a little deal and then Obafemi becomes a Paul Heyman guy?
Maybe.
Look. Anything can happen at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar returned last year at SummerSlam, and he's been on a tear ever since. So, like I said, anything can happen at SummerSlam. We're going to skip the next match on this list, and we're going to go to the 6-man tag. LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus the Bloodline.
Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso.
That's right. Yeet Man, the Samoan Werewolf, and Mr. Sour Grapes himself, Jimmy Uso. Now, I'm a big Jimmy Uso fan. I'm also a big LA Knight fan. I was liking when they were kind of, running together by themselves and taking on problems with Solo, but now LA Knight is teaming up with Solo, who I'm also a big fan of.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm thinking the Bloodline has this one.
Yeah.
It's really hard to bet against the Samoan Werewolf. Jacob Fatu is a Jacob Fatu. He's
Jacob Fatu.
Oh, Fatu. Okay, Jacob Fatu is a brutal man. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I've seen him live. He's a brutal guy. My prediction for this match: Bloodline.
And Solo is a good fighter, though.
That's true. Solo learned a lot from Roman, and he's a master tactician, just like Roman is.
And Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu are old best friends.
Two big powerhouses, two big best friends. I'm going with Bloodline.
Yeah.
How about you? You going Bloodline?
Next match, Gunther versus Nick Aldis.
This one is going to be fun. We get to see the WWE in-ring debut of Nick Aldis.
No, the in-ring return of Nick Aldis.
He's had a match before?
Yeah.
In WWE?
Nick Aldis fought in a different company.
Yeah, yes. He wrestled for the NWA, and that's why I was saying the WWE debut of Nick Aldis.
And Nick Aldis versus Cody Rhodes before.
That's true, and that's a match that you can look up to see some of Nick Aldis' skills. Now, I think Nick has a lot to prove. He did turn over his he did turn over his power as the general manager of SmackDown. So he's now, it appears to be a full-time professional wrestler. He's got a lot to prove in his debut in the WWE. Gunther, who has been on a tear, retiring people left and right, also has a lot to prove.
Gunther retired Goldberg, AJ, Cena.
Some big names there. Now, Aldis coming out of retirement, could he beat semi-retirement? Could he beat the retirement streak that Gunther has? I think he will.
Yeah.
I don't think Gunther has it in him to beat Nick Aldis. I think Nick Aldis has had enough of Gunther's crap, and he's going to be putting him down.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the women's tag, the Bella Twins.
Nikki Bella, Bray, and Paige versus
Fatal Influence of JC Jane, Lainey Reed, and Fallon Henley. Look, I don't think Fatal Influence has a shot here.
Bella
I
Twins
think
and
this
Paige.
is a wash. If we're wrong, we'll admit in the
Next.
Yeah, in the next episode where we talk about the results, we will admit that we were wrong, and we may even become Fatal Influence fans at that point. But there's no way they're winning. I'm sorry.
No.
So now the main event for night one.
CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes.
That's right. Champion CM Punk is defending against Cody Rhodes, who seems to be the greatest runner ever, but like kind of a champion. CM Punk, on the other hand, has been, I think, a great champion, injected a lot of energy into SmackDown, and really, this is one of the last times we'll get to see CM Punk as champion. You know, he's getting up there in age. I think he's going to be retiring soon. That's just what my thoughts are. Who knows? He may be wrestling into his late 60s. But I don't think that he has much more in him as far as in the championship realm. I think Punk does have enough to beat Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam.
My pick is CM Punk.
So we're both going with Punk. Cody, I don't think he's going to back-to-back win the championship at SummerSlam. I don't think he can do it.
Ready for night two.
Now we're moving on to night two, opening with the champion, Penta,
Ciedo Miedo
versus
Chad Gable.
Chad Gable, an American hero, Olympic wrestler,
and
went on a little bit of a dark path there.
And did you hear he was the original Americano?
That's what I was about to get into. He went on a little bit of a dark path there. He attempted to humiliate Lucha Libre wrestling, which then in the process he learned respect for Lucha Libre wrestling, wins what was it, a gauntlet match to get the number one contendership, and now he's battling the man who defeated him in his debut to send him down that dark spiral, Penta.
And did you hear? It was Chad Gable versus Ludwig Kaiser in AAA.
Look, I don't know where Ludwig Kaiser is. I just know there was Chad Gable was the original El Masked Americano, and he fought the current El Masked Americano.
Yeah, match versus match, so brutal.
Chad Gable lost, and now he's returned to the WWE seeking the Intercontinental title that he's always wanted. I think it's Chad Gable over Penta.
Next match, a ladder match for the women's title. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Chelsea Green, Charlotte Flair, Julia Last Legend.
Chelsea Green's winning this, no problem. I think Chelsea Green. I think Chelsea Green has the brains. I think she has the skill. I think she has the know-how being in the ring to pull this one off. Also, Chelsea Green is one of, if not the most toughest women in the WWE at this point.
I picked Jade Cargill.
That's a very good option too. That's probably my number 2.
Jade Cargill or Charlotte Flair.
All right. I mean, either way, I think Chelsea Green, Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill versus Rhea when she returns would be a fantastic match.
Next match is Danhausen versus Dominic. Human money's on a pool match. The winner will keep the us $10,000. Danhausen.
Oh, the U.S. $100,000.
Thank you. Danhausen stole from the Judgment Day.
Listen, Danhausen didn't steal anything.
Yeah.
The Judgment Day paid him to do a service, and then when he told him that the service wasn't doable, they left the money on the table.
Did you see on Raw? The Judgment Day beat up the Minnehausens.
Yeah, they beat the Minnehausens up. They
beat Joe Hendry.
Yeah, they beat up Joe Hendry for no reason at all.
And Danhausen.
Yeah, Joe Hendry was just trying to help out Danhausen perform a concert.
And a boxer just hit him with a guitar.
Absolutely. It was brutal. But I do have to say, I think Danhausen's taking this one. Danhausen has some tricks up his sleeve, and he's going to pull off the win.
And
that's not to say I'm not a huge Dominic Mysterio fan. I do like me some Dirty Dom.
I know how Danhausen's going to win. Shiloh Hill's going to choke from Dom.
You think Shiloh Hill's going to get involved and join up with Danhausen?
Yep.
Well, Jaxon here is a huge Shiloh Hill fan. Always has been since his debut in LFG?
Yeah.
And he's really rooting for him to make it to the main roster eventually and have a good heavyweight championship run.
Next match is
Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. We don't need to talk about this match. Finn, move on.
Trick versus Baron Corbin.
Hey, I'm a fan of both guys.
Yeah.
I like Mr. Lemon Pepper Stepper. I like Baron Corbin, former King of the Ring. Just an all-around tough guy, okay? He went through a period in his life.
Sad Corbin.
Happy Corbin. King. He a man that was that pulled himself out of despair, like he did when he was Happy Corbin.
General manager Baron Corbin.
General manager Baron Corbin.
Long hair Baron Corbin.
Yeah, he's done it all. And now he's ready to prove to some of the SmackDown roster that they aren't ready for the main event, that he's a main event guy and they're not ready. My money is going with Trick Williams. I think Little Yachty will make his return after Trick, I forget, was it Trick or was it Carmelo put Little Yachty out? Somebody put Little Yachty out. I think Trick's going to come out on this one on top.
Baron. Come out as your best Trick up.
That's a very good prediction. Now for our main event.
Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns.
A match that has been 14 years in the making.
And Roman never beat Seth Rollins before.
That's 100% factually accurate. Roman Reigns has yet to beat Seth Rollins, as Seth says something along the lines of, Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns is a foregone conclusion.
And guess what I heard?
What did you hear?
Dean Ambrose is maybe coming back.
We might see a return of Dean Ambrose.
John Moxley.
Look, there's a lot riding on this one. And main event of night 2, anything can happen, as we learned last year when Brock Lesnar returned after Cody Rhodes beat John Cena in his very last SummerSlam match. So I'm going with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I know Seth Rollins, for the most part, is a foregone conclusion against Roman Reigns. He has his number.
And
however, I'm almost there. However, I think Roman has figured out the Seth question, and he's finally figured out how to beat Seth, because he's been asking himself for the past 14 years, how can I get this guy off my back? And I think he's finally figured it out.
And Seth Rollins is a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. Seth Rollins cashed in on Roman Reigns and Brock on the main event of WrestleMania.
That's true. That is one of the key ways that Seth beat Roman. Another way that he beat Roman was disqualified after holding in a submission for too long. So I think Roman has learned his lesson, and I think he's going to come out on top.
And
One final point.
Seth Rollins cashed in on CM Punk last year's SummerSlam.
True. So Seth does get the title by either hook or crook, unless Seth has something up his sleeve. My guess is Roman Reigns. Who's your guess?
Roman.
All right. This has been, I don't know what that noise was, but this has been PLE Predictions with Jaxon and Dad. We will see you after the SummerSlam for the results of night 1, and then we'll do another one for the results of night 2. We might combine them into the same one. We'll see. But we will see you soon.